Out of all the weapon classes in the Splatoon series, blasters have had a huge history in the entire franchise. From being absolutely busted, having amazing weapons that were definitely viable, to something that was seen as the worst weapon class in the game in Splatoon 2, mainly due to ink armor and the whole competitive meta at the time. But now in Splatoon 3, I would say the blasters have got to be one of the most historical weapon class in the game. So today, I want to talk about the weapon class to see if this is truly the blasters' insane rise. First, I want to go over some fairly great changes. I want to talk about something I said in the intro first, ink armor. Ink armor was a huge problem for it because it prevented the blasters from hitting directs, which is a huge part of the weapons. It also prevented slower weapons like the range to do anything really. Another bad part about it is the special spread all across the map, meaning anyone, anywhere, damage was just impossible to be taken. This was huge for the enemy team because it can make crazy good pushes that the blasters couldn't react to. Most team comps saw this, and around the end of the game's life, it was seen everywhere. How it would work is that they would play around this special and only fight you when they have it, working well for every game mode. Thankfully, that's gone now and there's not really any more specials that can do that anymore. Overall, blasters can fight way better than they used to because they can actually take down the specials. A fairly good example is Crab. Keep in mind though, there's still a good handful of specials that blasters still can't really fight amazingly. Booyah Bomb being an HP special, and Tender Missiles, requiring you to move, which wasn't good for it. These weapons require a lot of good positioning. Yeah, there's still a few, but it's way better here. Next, let's talk about one of the newer features, the Squid Surge. Blasters have been wanting to be able to move while firing, and that's just something you couldn't do in the past games. It's just really good overall, and just helps blasters thrive a little bit more. The biggest game changer here is Intensify Action Up. This new ability basically allows blasters to have better accuracy on every shot they take. Blasters have not had great accuracy, requiring a lot of RNG like the Gals. What also makes this ability good is that it combines well with the Surge, so it practically lets you have better aim overall. This would be huge for any weapon, but it's especially good for the blasters. It's really helpful and just a good ability overall. Although the blasters have had huge amazing changes, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. They still can't paint, they're still slow as heck, and still can't really get special that efficiently, which is one of the reasons I didn't really play Blaster in 2. They still require optimized comp, and they still get punished fairly easily. But now in Splatoon 3, they require a lot of optimized gear, which is not great. Since Intensify is just that good of an ability on blasters, it requires a lot of it. If you don't have a ton on, you're not gonna see a huge effect. Meaning it can't really run a ton of quick respawn like it used to. We mainly ran quick respawn because if you get punished, it wouldn't be nearly as bad. You can't really run it at all sometimes, making it way more difficult to be aggro. It hurts it, but it's way more healthy, and it's a fairly reasonable trade-off. Approximately after 7 months ago, blasters practically changed forever. They still have a lot of problems, but they're still overall fairly okay, I'd say. Which brings all of us to blasters' new friend, the S-Blast. This was a literal revolutionary for blasters as it gave 2 firing modes, much as the Luna and Range Blaster. It was basically Splatoon's first ever shapeshifter weapon. This was huge for the whole class as it allows you to fight up close and from afar. This allows 2 new playstyles that some people have been waiting for. There's also a little mechanic you can do with it where you shoot before you jump, you get the long range attack that Nintendo decided it was a feature for it. That means you can jump with every attack possible with this weapon. But there's one fluke, the kit. Now the first kit is not a good look. Sprinkler is one of the weakest subs in the game, and Reef Slider is quite literally the worst special in the game. But surprisingly, this played into the kit fairly well and actually played into the Blaster's playstyle really well. But now if we look at today, the S-Blast has a new and improved kit loaded with Burst Bomb and Booyah Bomb. This S-Blast will most likely never get a kit as good as this. Most blasters won't get a kit this good. Burst Bombs has always worked well on blasters, flowing well with the whole S-Blast playstyle, flowing with the whole S-Blast and playing into it really well. And Booyah Bomb is just an amazing HP special that lets it survive and take back some of the stage. It's just a kit that can work really well with any team comp really. It doesn't need to be optimized nearly as much. I'd say blasters have had quite a journey and have come quite a long way. Thanks to all the improvements and changes they've gotten, makes this at least a decent class that can be run and played to a very good amount. Time will tell when Nintendo takes us next with this class. If you enjoyed, subscribe.